Hello and welcome. This is Sports Debate, where we give you a platform to place your mouth where your passion is, to show off your sport knowledge, and all arguments are spot on. I am Solomon Ajujogu. The United States women's soccer team has sued the U.S. Soccer Federation over wages and pay discrimination. They are asking to be paid the same amount as the men for their performance. They argue they have even performed better than the men. Tennis star Serena Williams has spoken in support of the women. Already in tennis, the Grand Slams have all established equal pay between men and women. Now, do you agree with this position? If women ask for the same money in tennis, shouldn't they also play 5 sets as the men instead of 3? Shouldn't they run as fast as men? Shouldn't their games and tournaments generate as much money as the men's game? Now you can join the TVC Sports Debate on Twitter at SportingSoloTVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, hashtag TVC Sports Debate. Yeah, with me on the show today, you cannot discuss women's issues without a woman. And so we have a woman in the house today, and she'll be talking about women issues, pay parity, equal pay between men and women. And she's appearing on Sports Debate for the first time. Justina Aniefiok. It's good to have you on Sports Debate.
Yeah, good to be around.
Right, you'd have to speak up and speak for the women. Oh. And she's up against Enoch Olanrewaju.
It's good to be here again, Solo, to talk about the disparity. I hope she will give a good fight, maybe to defend the cause of women. So let's roll on. Let's have what he has to offer.
All right, let's see what she's got to offer. Justina, why should women earn the same as men when their sport does not bring as much money as the men?
Should women earn same with male? I think across the world, African continent, there's discrimination between male and female in sports. The male, they get more attention and people respond to them than the female. So the female, they'll be seeking for those that will sponsor them. The sponsorship, the rate is not high than the male. I think women should get same payments with the male. It may not be 100%. We are not asking for 100, we are not asking for 90, we are not asking for 80, we are asking for 70. So that at the end of everything, there's going to be something that are going to fall back on. Because it will give the younger generation coming to be able to stand up, to be able to stand on their feet, to face the challenges ahead of them. And after all the challenges and the stress and everything, they will have 1 or 2 things, like investment, having one thing or the other, family, to fall back on that, okay, after sports, what next?
Very emotional intro.
Very emotional.
That is the women's.
That's the women's. Emotion does not come to sports. Because we live
Why
on...
do people follow sports? I thought
we,
it's emotions.
we live on results. We live on results. We live on the things that we can see, we can lay our hands on. What are the variables? What do we have at templates? What we have to follow? Now, looking at sports generally, the money realized from viewership, from sponsorship, from endorsement, are the money that's being used to pay. Right. If we must look at this critically, we will say that the women's sports and the men's sports, they are not on the same page. I will start with this. If you look at the number of men that are participating in sports, active participation in sports, it cannot be compared with women that are in sports. Even there are some sports that you hardly find women. Let's sport like motorsports. They
are not women there.
There are women there. They are not much.
There are women there.
They are not much.
In fact, there's a new series starting in May called the W series.
Yes, they are not
series.
much. They are not much. It's just like they want to encourage them to come. Okay. You don't need to encourage men to come.
Must everything be encouragement? Must they encourage?
No, it's because you are. Don't let us shy from these are. It's not an argument from the fact that
it's an argument. It's a very, very serious one. What is emotional? It's an argument.
Yes, okay.
Between Manchester United and Manchester City, there's an argument. Between Liverpool and Manchester United, there's an argument. Okay. It's emotional. She said it's emotional, so it's an argument.
They are only one taking it emotional. But let's work with the real fact of this. That okay, in the women football, last World Cup they had, the average attendance, what is it? The average attendance of there is 11,000 plus. But what's the average attendance of World Cup? Oh, I don't have the figure, but I know that. But that is where they generate this money from. The women's sport generally cannot run at a loss because you want to please the women. Because else you want to say, okay, you will get the money from the men to pay the women.
But what happens in tennis where the game is watched by both men and women and both of them play together in the same place?
But men play 5 sets and it gathers more than...
Is that the reason why they get more
matches
than the
More matches. We are talking about more matches here. Even in football too. They don't play round of 10.
Isn't it difficult? How easy is it to separate men and women in a sport like tennis, where everybody buys the same ticket?
But you know this, we said, I'm talking about the number of matches played. The number of matches played. The only thing, why they are talking about it, maybe because they don't separate it. But you can, if you watch it very well. Okay, let's look at the average attendance of those matches. Average attendance of of course Serena is a big star, so many people will come.
Let's face Nigeria, let's face our own country generally.
No, the thing came from US actually.
From US too. It's affecting. It's also affecting
in
us
Nigeria.
Here too.
Okay, if you want to talk about local, it's even worse here.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's worse because the attention is focused on the male than the female.
It's not the attention. We had a draw for Lagos FA. We had only 8 teams registered for female version of the FA Cup, and we have 86 female. It's not the creation of the FA. It's the number of clubs that are registered. When we have a league now,
what if the FA has not provided enable
the same thing, the same stadium, the same templates? It's the FA Cup.
Okay, what I see 8 teams coming to register for the FA Cup. Female teams, most especially in Lagos, because I also played for my school then, I still play for Yaba Tech now. Female teams, the attention given to them is not like the one given to the male team. Because the coaches, they believe in those guys that, okay, on this one they will go, at all they will do 1 or 2 things. And the provision that they're going to make is going to be, before they think about the female first, they'll first think about the male first. That, okay, let the guys go first before the female go. So 8 teams registering for the FA Cup in Lagos State. I'm not surprised.
Well, I'm not surprised.
So should they now end the same thing as the 86?
No, they may not end. We are not asking for the same thing here. We are not asking that, okay, let us be on the same range with the male. No, we are not asking for that. We are not asking for 100 because they are the head and we.
Yeah, no.
But the U.S. women's soccer team is asking for the same. In fact, the U.S. women's soccer team have won more World Cups than their men will win, and so they are asking for more.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said this question. It produced emotions.
But how much was paid for those cups that they won, as against the men's team?
Well, the men have not won
anything, and the attention is on the men.
That's not the question. How much was paid for those cups that they won?
I'm not the one who paid.
No, you are not the one who paid. But we know at the back of our mind that the prize money for World Cup for men is way ahead of the money paid for Women World Cup. Yeah. We know that. So if you are asking to be paid the same money, where did they get the money from?
Where did they get the money from the male team?
FIFA will pay, of course, from the endorsement.
That same endorsement, can't they?
Who's going to fight for it?
Who's going to fight for it? So we don't have anybody to fight for the female.
Now, most ladies, the women world, they are not really laid back when it comes to sports, but they are not the number of women that are participating in sports is quite negligible when it comes to men. They are not in US. There's another setup entirely.
So don't forget that ladies, the female, we have limited.
They stay within the limited thing.
We have limited time.
What I believe is that
a man can quit at any time, at any age. But ladies, female, there's a stage in our lives that we need to stop some things that we're doing.
Yes, that is what we're talking
about. So that is why they are demanding.
The same thing happens to men.
That is why they are demanding
the
for the same
pay. Is 15.
Yeah.
15 years.
That's why they are demanding for same pay.
Say, you cannot demand for it. You cannot demand for what you don't have, what you have not contributed to.
We are demanding for what we
have.
Get the same funds that the guys have.
It's not the same funds.
It's not the same funds, but we want that. They can still do it. They can
do you know that in Nigeria, I've covered female football before, not covering it because lack of viewership. See, the stadium will be empty. Even the ladies, even the women,
the men,
they will not
even
come.
In Nigeria, the stadium is also empty. So
no, sometimes they do come.
Would you compare that with when the females are not playing?
When the females are playing, they won't come. It's just friends that will come.
You won't even see anybody.
Hey, is it their fault or the people who run football?
It's not their.
It's not their fault. It's not our fault.
No. Ladies don't follow football. They don't follow
really?
sport. No, yes, you don't have much.
Follow?
Yes. Okay, let's take the ratio. But
we have enough population to get them to the stadium to follow football.
Even let's watch. We are going to have France 2019 now. Let's watch closely. How many females will be in the stadium during their matches?
Okay, that's a question that Enoch Olanrewaju has asked, and that is a question that Justina will have to answer to, and not me. And I hope that in the second half, she'll be able to answer to that. The topic we're looking at today is pay parity, equal pay for men and women in sports. Should women be paid the same amount as men in sports? Tennis has done that. The Grand Slams have done that. The biggest events in tennis have done that. The U.S. women's soccer team is demanding pay parity, that they be paid the same as the men. The men have not won the World Cup, but the women have won the Women's World Cup. What do you think? You can send your tweets to me. You can contribute to this debate by sending your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, hashtag TVC Sports Debate. It is still Sports Debate with me, Solomon Achizogu, and the topic we're looking at today is pay parity. Equal pay between men and women in sports. Should women earn the same thing as men in sports? Enoch Olanrewaju here does not accept so. No. But Justina, who has put up a passionate argument, says, no, women should be made to earn more. More. If not 100%, so close to 100%.
Yes.
But what do you think? Should women earn the same thing as men? You can contribute to this debate as we go on. So I come to Justina again. He was asking a question about, you were asking a question
about attendance during the World Cup. Are we going to find the same number of women watching the World Cup as in Women's World Cup as the same number of men? Or with even the number of women that will come to the stadium to watch that Women's World Cup more than the men that will come to watch the ball?
That's the question for you.
By God's grace.
By
God's grace. By God's grace.
I don't think there's much argument in this. even taking a look back at even the discussion right from the scratch, I don't think it's right. Because let's talk about.
And you think okay?
Slam.
Imagine that the CEO of this company earns there's a particular amount of money attached to being the CEO of this company, of this broadcast outfit. Okay, so a man is in charge. Okay, so a woman takes charge after a man. Would you, because it's a woman, lower that salary, that benefit that the woman is supposed to take? It's just the benefit to the office of the CEO. It doesn't matter whether it's a man that is there or a woman.
Let's take it from this point of view. You have cited an example of this place as a template now. Okay, we are both marketers. Male and female. You are assuming you are the female. I'm the male. And then we are asked to go out and get a target. We'll be paid on commission. That's on a fair deal. Now, we didn't say because I'm a man I got 50 and a woman you got 30, we should be paid the same amount.
That analogy doesn't work here.
It works. That's what you are saying. It's a game of being a marketer. The result, the reward, the result.
Everything is not. Sometimes it's not all about the results.
It's the result.
Like he said now that in US that the female, they've won World Cup, FIFA, and everything than the male. It's not about results. They are producing the female. They are producing. They are making names. Why the male they are not? Okay, let's take for instance now. Why the ladies should earn more? Because physically, health, there are more risks to it. They train harder. They train harder to achieve one absolute goal. Everything about them will change. Like Serena Williams now. When she was active, she was active. Everybody knew her, Serena Williams, she was winning, but it got to a stage that, okay, let me just go into another line. Coming back, after that line, she's now like a little bit struggling to get back to that normal position where she was. That's what I'm saying, there are stages. Okay, let us consider the aspect of, okay, a time will come, but they don't really stay long. They have limited years, and they need to go, they need to have children, they'll bear children, plan ahead, family, matrimonial homes, responsibilities will come. Even though they don't want, their parents will ask them, won't you get married? Won't you have your own children? Do you just want to do this sport? But at the end of the day, okay, getting married, there are so many female athletes that if you look at their life, it will please you to do more. But you will see some, you will regret, why am I doing this? Those ones making waves, they met the right mentor. Why those ones? There are some that they don't want to listen, they just want to talk. And those ones that keep quiet to listen, and those ones that are talking. There's an hedge between the listener and those that are talking. So those ones that are talking, that are making noise. Why those ones that are listening and they see things, they watch, they go online, they read more about other people outside. That's why they are crying out that we want to earn. They're not asking for 100%.
You sound like
they're not asking for 100. But a little bit. So that at the end of the day, there will be something that are going to fall back.
Grand Slam, World Cup, they are two different games entirely. Grand Slam, the way it's been packaged is that, okay, it's seen as one sport, one event. So they can decide to say, okay, we want to share the money equally. But World Cup is not the same thing. Because Grand Slam is an individual game. Although we have a team game, but it's an individual game. But World Cup is a team event. Now, if you get the money from Grand Slam, it's the money from the ticketing, from the the sponsorship, from the endorsements. They share the money, and then the organizer pays. But the USA team, they are asking their government to pay for what they did not work for.
No, they're asking their soccer federation, not their government.
It's a soccer federation.
Because it's a whole sponsorship deal.
It's a
the football.
How much
the
did they?
soccer federation is sponsored.
How much have they realized from it? If their men must have won the World Cup before, will you consider the same amount to pay for the men that won the World Cup with the women that won the World Cup?
That's what the women are saying.
That's what I'm saying, that FIFA will not pay the same amount.
So that means the
FIFA,
problem here.
The problem is not, it's not the problem, because FIFA will only pay from the amounts generated.
What if women's soccer, women's football in the United States has more interest, has more viewership than the men in the United States?
That is, you are presupposing that.
We
don't have the fact.
But women's football
We don't have fact.
thrives more there.
We don't have that fact. That is their own. That means they have to fight for that to get the same pay parity.
Okay. So why have the people in tennis fought and got the same pay parity? Because you were
Because
saying
the
that
same event.
But they do not play 3 sets. They do not play 5 sets like the men. Yet they collect the same amount of money
I've
as
said
the
that
men.
because it was seen
because
as
they
one
came out
event.
and fought and they spoke.
It's seen as one event.
They fought.
They
fought.
Yes,
They
they
spoke
fought.
as
They
one.
fought.
So is there anything wrong if they decide to speak as one? In
Then,
every other sport, I get it.
Will they get the same amount, the same money for viewership, sponsorship deal with this
Some people
with
prefer
men?
to go and watch tennis because of the women.
Yes.
A lot of people actually.
Even
That's
basketball.
what I'm saying.
Because of the women's fashion.
That's what I'm saying. That is because it's tennis. That's one is you cannot do that with football.
Really?
Why is it?
Yes.
Why is it like that?
I've said it that
Why is it like
let's
that?
consider the population, the spectatorship we have in women's football and in men's football.
All right. Let's have your closing remark on this matter.
Okay, my closing remark is this: what is passionate, and I also feel for the women what they're going through, but we have to be realistic here about the pay. If I have a company that is generating 500 naira, I will pay according to what I've been able to generate. And I think that is what the government or FIFA are doing. If they realize 500 naira from the so-called competition and they decided to share it, this is how much we have generated, it's fine. And for the men's World Cup, if they generated 1,000 naira, they will also share it. So you cannot say that you take from the men's to go and pay the women. It's not possible. So the pay parity will always be there.
Your closing remark.
It's very obvious.
That
Very, very obvious that the male they won't accept it, that okay. I don't know. I see it as in general, that they don't really like female, women to come up. The male, they don't really like it. They just wanted that no, we can't be on the same level.
To dominate you.
No, you can't dominate us. No, because we are the head. And one of our ribs, we gave it to you. So this guy just want to say that, okay, I know it may not be possible, but I know it will be possible. I think if the leaders, the people that are the head, infrastructure, everybody coming together, if they can just sit and let them just talk that, okay, what can we do? If we can give them 100%, they should just look at, they have limited years to spend.
All right. Well, that's an emotional debate here that this topic has brought to us, and it's about equal pay for men and women. Do you think women should earn the same thing as men in sports? Enoch Olanrewaju here says, no, women should not earn the same thing as men. But then, Justina Aniefio here says, well, women should be made to earn close to what men earn. But what do you think? You can contribute to this debate by sending your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, #TVC Sports Debate. Until we come your way again next time, enjoy the rest of your day.